Shri Ganesh, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavitvaram Manojavam Marudhatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutamukyam Sriramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyadriptaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamuktaye Namaha Satchitanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetawe Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Neelambujasyamalako-malangam Sita Samaropita-vamabhagam Panau Mahasayakacharuchapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamsanatham Krishno Rakshatu Mam Charachara Guru Krishnam Namasye Sada Krishne Naiva Surachito Ramasagrat Krishnaya Dattam Manaha Krishna Deva Samudbhavo Mama Vibho Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Bhakti Rajanchalastu Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha. So we are in the on the 94th dasakam. So here talking about Brahma Vidya, how one should purify through Karma Yoga and finally attain Mukti, and that alone will give ultimate peace and happiness to one. That is the idea here. So the first verse is Shuddha Nishkama Dharmai Pravara Guru Gira Tatswarupam Param Te Shuddham Dehendriyati Vyapagatamachila Vyaptamavedayante Nanatvastailyakarsyatitu Gunajava Purasangatodhyasitam Te Vannedaruprabhedeshviva Mahadanu Adiptata Shantadadi Shuddha Niskama Dharmaihi, those who with minds purified by desireless action. Desireless action means this is to be done, this is my duty. Without expecting result means even the result come favorable or unfavorable, it doesn't matter. With that attitude, one perform action means karma yoga buddhya. Avedayante pravara gurugira tat surupam te. Understand through the words of the competent teacher. That Sarupam Te, that supreme aspect of yours, Param, known as supreme consciousness, Nishkalam Brahman, Desha Kala Vastu Paricheda Shunyam Brahman, Dehendriyati Vyabhagatam, which is separate from the body, organs and the like. Shuddham Akhilam Vyaptam, an extremely pure and all-pervading. Te Nanattvasthailya Karshyati. Your attributes like diversity, bigness, smallness, etc. Nanatvam. So the one who is free from all attributes, qualities. Tu adhyasitam. All these are adhyasitam, only superimposed. Dhanatvam, bigness, smallness. So it is what you call all those asti, jayate, vartate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, shat vigaras. That is only related to one body. It is all superimposed upon Paramatma, Guna, Javapu Sankataha, by association with bodies born out of three gunas. Gunaja, Gunaja born of gunas. Vapu Sankataha, association with the body, etc. Eva Vannehe, like those of the fire with its, even though fire has no particular form, but appears as Mahadanuta Deeptat Ashantatati. It a big fire, small fire, brilliant fire, expansiveness, etc. Daru Prabhedeshu, in different shapes and sizes of the wood. According to the fuel, the size of the fuel, the quality of the fire also changes. So all these are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. All these are all superimposed upon Brahman. Brahman is free from all these. And this we have to learn from the teacher, a competent teacher, Stotriyam Brahmanishtam Gurum. That is the tatparya of that first verse. Continuing. Acharyakhyatharastarani samanumilan shishyarupotta saraha saranyavetophasitena sputatara paribodhagnina dekhyamane karmali vasenadat kritatanubhuvana pranti kantara pure Dahyabhavena vidya shikhiri chavirate tvanmayi kalvavastha karma li vasana takrita tanu bhuvana pranti kantara pure dehyamane sati. When the forest of illusory knowledge consisting of one's false identification with the body and the world born out of past action and their resultant vasanas, all tendencies are burned out. Sputatara paribodhaknina, by the fire of distinct knowledge, true knowledge. Sputatara paribodhaknina, the fire of knowledge of Brahman. Acharyakhyadarastharani samanumila Shishyarupa Uttara Arani Bodho Pasidena. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a particular example given by the Acharya, that is, here same example is given. So olden days, when they wanted to kindle the fire for yaga or yajna, they never used matchbox. They always used two wooden cups, Uttar Arani and Lower Arani, Upper Arani, Lower Arani. So Uttar Arani Bodhot Pasidena. So Shishya is the Lower Arani and Guru is the Upper Arani. And in between there is a rod going, connecting the two, and you rub the two wooden cups with the help of the rod that is going through it. Through the friction, the fire is kindled. That fire is used for all the yajnas. That example is used here. Acharyakhya atarastharani samanuvida shishyarupa.
Shishyarupottararan.
Yaradu?
Jyoti ji ke.
Oh. So, kindled by interaction between the lower block of wood in the form of, here it is preceptor, the Guru is the lower Arani, coming into contact with the upper block in the form of the disciple. Guru and Shishya, lower Arani and upper Arani, Vidya Shikinicha. And when the flame of Brahmic knowledge is also, the idea is when Guru teaches his Shishya, with that interaction, the conversation, the dialogue between the Guru Shishya, there is expected to kindle knowledge in the heart of the Shishya. That is what is meant here. Virate sati dakhya bhavena, extinguished due to exhaustion of material to be burned. So, avastha tvanmayi kalu, that state indeed is total merger with you. So, when that vasana or the illusion or the ignorance of oneself, it is caused by vasanas, means past actions. Those tendencies are burned due to sadhana, or earlier verse, due to karma yoga. One's mind become pure. Such a pure mind is taken to the Guru, or listening to the teaching of our Upanishads. One will be able to burn the vasanas and realize the truth. Continuing.
एवं त्वत्प्राप्तितोऽन्यो न हि खलु निखिल क्लेशहानेरुपायः नैकान्तात्यन्तिकास्ते कृशवदगदषड्गुण्यत्षट्कर्मयोगाः दुर्वैकल्यरकल्या अपि निगमपताः तत्फलानप्यवाप्ताः मत्तास्त्वां विस्मरन्तः प्रसजति पतने यात्यनन्तान् विषाडान्.
Evam khalu upayaha nahi. Thus, indeed, there is no method nikhila kleshahanehi for the total eradication of all sorrows. There is no other method other than mentioned the first and second verses. Anyaha tat praptidaha, other than attaining you. Te agata shadgunya shat karma yogaha. Those means such as medicines, 6 gunas, and 6-fold path of action. 6 gunas means one is sandhi, alliance, vigraha, war, yanam, expedition, asanam, stay, as halt or stay, ashraya, seeking refuge, dvaiti bhavaha, duplicity for kings dealing with enemies. So, this is called 6 gunas. Then 6 karmas are prescribed for Brahmanas are Adhyayanam, number 1. Then Adhyapanam, teaching. Yajanam, performing sacrifice. Yajanam, do yajna for others. Dhanam, giving gift. Pratigraham, receiving gift. So these are the 6 gunas or 6-fold path of action. Na ekandatyantikaha are incapable of such total eradication like krishivate, like cultivation of crops. One time crop is removed, harvested, another crop will come. The same way, the total eradication of karma vasanas, you cannot eradicate with another type of karma, however sacred the karma be. Digamapathaha api akalya. Even the Vedic paths are not capable, durvaikalyehi, on account of irreparable deficiencies. Api avaptaha tatphalani, even those who have enjoyed their fruits. Mattaha vismarantaha tvam, become proud and forgetful of you. Patane prasajati sati, and when downfall occurs, yanti anantan vishadan, they undergo endless miseries. All sorrows will come to an end only when merger with the Lord take place. Even means like medicines, yoga, etc. are only of temporary effect. Rituals as ordained by Vedas are difficult to practice. People who practice such rituals become arrogant, and when they obtain the fruits thereof, due to this they face downfall and finally endure endless suffering. Continuing.
त्वल्लोकादन्यलोकः त्वनुभयरहितो यत्परार्धव्ययान्ते त्वद्भीता सत्यलोकेऽपि न सुखवसतिः पद्मभो पद्मनाभ एवं भावे त्वधर्मार्जितबहुतमसां का कथा नारकाणां तन्मे त्वं छिन्दि बन्धं वरद कृपणबन्धो कृपापूरसिन्धो.
He Padmanabha, O Padmanabha, Lord with the lotus in his navel, Varada Kripana Bandho, O bestower of boons, Varada, O friend of the oppressed, Kripa Purasindho, O ocean overflowing with compassion, Kwanu Anyalokaha, which other region, Bhayarahitaha Twallokat, is free from fear than your abode of Vaikuntha Loka. Yet Padmabhuhu api, because of which fear even the lotus swan Brahma Parartuttvayante Tutbhitaha. At the end of two pararthas means parartha means 50 years. So two pararthas mean 100 years. Being afraid of you, sukha vasitaha na satyaloke. Because of that, does not have a comfortable life in satyaloka. Evam bhave api, when this is the state of affairs, ka katha naraganam, what is the story of those who have fallen into hell? Adharmarjidaha bahutamasam, with innumerable sins earned by unrighteous deeds. Tattvam chinti me bandham, hence may you snap my worldly ties. May you get out of this worldly tie. Tattvam chinti me bandham. May you snap my worldly ties. So he is asking Bhagavan to untie him from all the because the fear of death grips everyone, including Brahma, who has a lifespan of 100 divine years. Then how about those who have fallen into hell with innumerable sins to their credit? The only region free from this fear is Vaikuntha Loka, the abode of Lord Vishnu. One should aspire to reach that region to be free from fear of death. Continuing.
याथार्थ्यात्त्वन्मयस्यैव हि मम विभो वस्तुतो बन्धमोक्षौ माया विद्यातनुभ्यां तव तु विरचितौ स्वप्नबोधोपमौ तौ बद्धे जीवद्विमुक्तिं गतवती च भिदा तावटी तावदेको भुङ्क्ते देहद्रुमस्थो विषयफलरसान् नापरो निर्व्यतात्मा.
Hey Vibho, all pervasive Lord, Yatharthyat, actually in fact, Mama Tvanmayasya eva. For me, see here, Bhattadri is giving the highest philosophy. He says, Mama Tvanmayasya eva. You and me, there is no difference, essentially. So, this is Kaham Brahmasmi Bhavakya. Nahi bandhamoksho vastutaha. There is neither bondage nor freedom in reality. From the standpoint of Atma consciousness, there is no freedom, there is no moksha, no bandha. When there is no bandha, bondage, how can there be moksha? Tu tau virachitau hi tava, but they are indeed made up of your Maya Vidya Tanubhyam. Two bodies called Maya and Vidya. Swapna Bodhopamau. Now here Bhattatri is making this distinction. Maya has got two type of Maya. One is called Vidya Maya, another is called Avidya Maya. Avidya Maya is Rajas and Tamas. Vidya Maya is Sattva, pure Sattva. So this difference he makes here. This particular point is discussed in Tulsi Ramayanam in Ramakita. So, Swapna Bodhopamau equal to the states of dream and consciousness. Waking, dream and waking. Swapna Bodhopamau Bida Baddhe. The difference between one who is bound to worldly ties, Jivat Vibhuktim Gadavati, the one who is liberated while being alive. Tavati Tavat is only that much. So one is bound, another is liberated while living. Even though we may think I am ignorant, but my real nature is free from all bondage. Ehaha Dehat Drumastaha Bhunkte. The bound one seated on the tree of the body. Here again, Mundaka is using Dwa Suparna. There are two birds perched on the tree branch. One is looking on, another is eating, enjoying. Here also, this body of ours is like a branch of a tree. In that, one Jivatma and Paramatma, both are. Jivatma is the one that keep on enjoying the fruits of his action, whereas Paramatma, the consciousness, just a witness. Vishayaphala rasat, the fruits of those sense experiences. Aparaha na darvyathatma, the other one does not, but remain free from all pains. So Jiva bonded to the body experiences pleasure and pain of the body, whereas in the latter it does not, and hence is free from sorrow. So from the standpoint of Paramatma, that is consciousness, there is no samsara, there is no sukha, dukkha, bondage. Continuing.
जीवन्मुक्तत्वम् एवं विधमिति वचसा किं फलं दूरदूरे तन्नामा शुद्धबुद्धेः न च लघुमनशशोधनं भक्तितोऽन्यत् तन्मे विष्णो कृषिस्ताः त्वयि कृतसकलप्रार्पणं भक्तिभारं येन स्याम्मंशु किञ्चित् गुरुवचनमिलत् त्वत्प्रबोधस्त्वदात्मा
Kim phalam vachasa. Kim phalam vachasa. What is the use of saying? Jivan muktatvam evam vidham iti. The state of the Jivan Mukta is like this, like that. What is the use of saying? Ashuddha buddhe tat. For one with an impure mind, that Dure Nama, that Jivan Mukti Avastha is far, far away indeed. The person whose mind is impure, a gross mind, will not be able to appreciate Jivan Mukti Avastha. And they will think that I will lose my identity. So I don't want mukti. People say I am not ready for it. So that is the nature of impure mind. Na lekhu shodhanam manasaha. There is nothing which can easily clean the mind. Anyat bhaktitaha. Other than devotion. Tat he Vishnoho. Therefore all-pervading Lord. Krishishtaha me bhakti bharam. Create in me intense devotion for you. Krita sakala prarpanam tuyena. Characterized by total surrender to you, by which kinjit guruvachana milat tvat prabodha. as one who is enlightened regarding your true nature by the advice of one's guru. So, listening to one's own guru, that Guru Vakya also can work in you only when your mind has that purity. Syam Tudatma Mangshuhu. I shall become identical with you very soon. So, all these, what he's finally saying is that even Mukti Avastha, the complete surrender comes only between you and the Lord. The problem is our ego, and that ego, unless it surrenders totally, that surrender takes place only in devotion, only therefore, but there is praying to God that may I have that complete surrender and total bhakti for you, O Lord. Bless me so that I can merge with you.
शब्दब्रह्मण्यपीह प्रयतितमनसः त्वां न जानन्ति केचित् कष्टं वन्ध्यश्रमास्ते चिरतरमिह गां बिभ्रते निष्प्रसूतिं यस्यां विश्वाभिरामाः सकलमलहराः दिव्यलीलावताराः सच्चित्सान्द्रं च रूपं तव च निगदितं तां न वाचं भ्रियासम्.
Iha kechit na jananti. In this world, some people do not even know. Tvam api prayatita manasaha. You, even though their minds are totally devoted, Shabda Brahmani Kashtam, even though their minds are totally devoted to the Vedas and other scriptures, what a pity. They Vandyashramaha Viprate. They, with their efforts going futile, carry or take care of like a nisprasutim gam chirataram, something like taking care of a barren cow for a long time. Aham tu na briyasam vacham, but may I not carry words yasyamna nigaditam, in which are not described tava divya leelavataraha, your divine sportive incarnations, Vishwabhiramaha, which delights everyone, the whole universe, Sakala Malaharaha, and remove all impurities from the mind, and Rupam cha Satchit Sandram, your form which is pure existence, consciousness, bliss. Some people totally absorbed in rituals do not even make an effort to know you. On my part, let me not utter even one word which does not praise you or describe your divine incarnation, which will delight everybody, and your form which is Brahman. Continue.
यो यावान् यादृशो वा त्वमिति किमपि नैवावगच्छामि भोमन् एवं चानन्यभावः त्वदनुभजनमेवाद्रिये चैद्यवैरिन् त्वल्लिङ्गानां त्वदङ्घ्रि प्रियजनसदसां दर्शनस्पर्शनाधिः भूयान्मे त्वत्प्रपूजा नतिनुति गुणकर्मानुकीर्त्यादरोऽपि.
Hey, Bhuman, Chaitya Vairin, O Infinite One, O enemy of Shishupala, Chaitya Vairin. Avagachami na eva kimapi, I do not know at all. Yaha tvam yavan yadrishaha va iti. What is your form? What is your glories? What are your divine activities, etc.? I do not know at all. Evam cha adriye, even then I shall perform tadanu bhajanam eva ananya bhavaha. I perform your worship without any other thought. Me bhuyat darshana sparshanadihi. May I experience the vision of you and may I be able to touch you. Tullinganam tudangri priyajana sadasam. Touch your images and congregation of those devoted to your lotus feet. Satsangaha tat prapujanat tat prapujan atinuti guna karmanu kirtyadara api. And dedication to your worship, prostration, hymns in praise of you, a recitation of your great deeds, etc. Even though I have not understood your true nature, I have determined to worship you alone. May I be blessed up with devotion, the company of those devoted to you, and full dedication to your worship. Continuing.
यद्यलभ्येत तत्तव समुपहृतं देवदासोऽस्मि तेऽहं त्वद्गेहोन्मार्जनाद्यं भवतु मम मुहुः कर्म निर्मायमेव सूर्याग्निब्राह्मणात्मादिषु लसितचतुर्बाहुमाराधये त्वां त्वत्प्रेमार्द्वत्वरूपो मम सततमभिष्यन्ततां भक्तियोगः
Here eva yat labhyeta, O effulgent Lord. Whatever I get, tat tava samupahridam, all that I offer you. Aham asmi te dasaha. I am your servant. Bhavatu mama muhuhu eva dharmayam. May it happen to me again and again in reality. Karma tvat dehon marjanatyam. Services like cleaning your temple, etc. Aradhayetvam, I shall worship you. Lasita Chadurpahum, in the lustrous form with 4 arms. Suryakni Brahmanatmadishu, in the sun, fire, Brahmanas, and the self, etc. Bhakti Yogaha, may the yoga of devotion, Abhishyandadam Satatam Mama, flow like a torrent constantly to me. Tat premadritva rupaha, in the form of love towards you, melting my heart. O Lord, I offer to you all that comes to my possession. I am but a slave to you. It is my ardent desire that I am frequently engaged in the devotional acts of cleaning your temple, even other menial work which will please you. And besides, let me worship you in your form, having 4 hands, bearing your insignia of conch, discus, mace, and lotus, lustrously shining in the sun, fire, Brahmana, and in one's own self. Continuing.
ऐक्यं ते दानहोम व्रतनियमतपः साङ्ख्ययोगैर्दुरापं त्वत्सङ्गेनैव गोप्यः किल सुकृतितमाः प्रापुरानन्दसान्द्रं भक्तेष्वन्येषु भूयस्वपि बहुमनुषे भक्तिमेव त्वमासां तन्मे त्वद्भक्तिमेव धृदय हरगदान् कृष्णवातालयेश
Ye Vatalayesha Krishna, O Lord of Guruvayur Krishna, Aikyam Te Durapam, union with you is attainable with great difficulty. Dana Homa Vrata Diyama Tapa Sankhya Yogaihi. So, through charity, sacrifices, observance of vows, discipline, austerities, and Sankhya Yoga means Jnana Yoga. With this method, Aikyam Te Durapam, union with you is very difficult to gain. But Gopyaha Sukrititamaha Kila Prapuhu Ananda Sandram. But the gopis who are most meritorious and hence were most blessed indeed attained that supreme blissful state. Sangena eva, by association with you alone. Bhuyassu satsu api, even though there are plenty, Anyeshu bhakteshu tvam bahumanushe, of other devotees, you do esteem. Asam bhaktim eva, even though you have so many other devotees in plenty, but you do esteem the gopis' devotion the most. Tat hridayame tvam bhaktim eva. Therefore, strengthen my devotion to you also. Haragadan, eradicate my illness. With that, that dasakam is over. These are all summary of Uddhava Gita in the 11th canto. Continuing the next one, 95.
आदौ हैरण्यगर्भीं तनुमविकलजीवात्मिकामास्तितस्त्वं जीवत्वं प्राप्य माया गुणगणखचितो वर्तसे विश्वयोने तत्रोद्वृद्धेन सत्त्वेन तु गुणयुगलं भक्तिभावं गतेन छित्त्वा सत्त्वं च हित्वा पुनरनुपहितो वर्तिता हे त्वमेव.
He Vishayone, O Lord, the cause of all universe. Adau tvam astitaha, at the very beginning you did assume. Tanum Hiranyagarbhim, body of Hiranyagarbha. Avikala Jivatmikam, the collective form of all life principles, all living being, that called Hiranyagarbha. Tam prapya, then you assume, after assuming Jivatvam, the state of Jivatman or the individual life principle, Vartase, do manifest with the association of gunas of Maya, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Vartase Maya Guna Khachitaha. Do manifest with the association of the gunas of Maya, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Tatra Chitva Gunayugalam. They are destroying the two gunas, Rajas and Tamas. Udhrutvena Sattvena, by means of well-developed Sattva Guna. Yatena Bhakti Bhavam, which has assumed the characteristic of bhakti or devotion. Unless your mind becomes Sattva, devotion will not kindle in your mind. Punaha hitva sattvam cha. Then again, after abandoning that sattva-guna also, vartita he, may I, the jiva, remain anupahitaha tvam eva, unlimited and free from bondage, as one with you. So this is the process. So the process is given. So, first Bhagavan himself is Hiranyagarbha, means the entire creation. And one of the creation is this Jiva, any one of us. And that Jiva has to realize, because it is consists of three gunas. So the method of getting out of the bondage is become sattva, make the mind sattva, and through sattva develop bhakti and burn this ego. And once ego is gone, you are Paramatma. It is not one with Paramatma. There is no becoming Paramatma. You are already Paramatma. You have to recognize it, own it. Continuing.
सत्त्वोन्मेषात् कदाचित् खलु विषयरसे दोषबोधेऽपि भूमन् भूयोऽप्येषु प्रवृत्तिः सतमसि रजसि प्रोधते दुर्निवारा चित्तं तावत् गुणाश्च ग्रथितमिहमितस्तानि सर्वाणि रोधुं तुर्ये त्वय्येकभक्तिः शरणमिति भवान् हंसरूपीण्यगादीत्.
There is one Hamsa Gita in Uddhava Gita, part of Uddhava Gita. This Sanat Kumaras, they developed a doubt. How can I control the senses? Because the mind become one with the sense organs and sense objects. So you are asking me to control my senses. But with what I will control the senses? The mind has already become the sense objects and the sense organs. So the mind which has to control, it has already become one with that. So how am I going to control this? Such doubt they had, so they went to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji also was confused because he also engaged in creation. He get identified with his creation. So he also was not able to. At that time, a swan, a white swan, appeared there. That swan was Hamsapakshi, was none other than Paramatma. And he answers that question beautifully in Hamsa Gita. So that is what is summarized here in this verse. Hey Bhuman, O all perfect one, Kadajit Sattonmeshat, sometime on account of the upsurge of Sattaguna, Doshabodhe Sati Api, although there is realization of the bad consequences, Kalu Vishayarase, of the enjoyment of sensual pleasures, Eshu Pravritti Bhavati, activity of this kind becomes Durnivara Rajasi Satamasi, irresistible when Rajoguna along with Tagoguna, Prodhate Bhuya Api, grows powerful again. Tavat Chittam Guna Cha, till such time the mind and the gunas mitaha gratitam are intertwined with each other. Iha rodham tani sarvani. Now here, to prevent all these happening, sharanam ekabhaktihi tvai. Only refuge is concentrated devotion in you, Turye, who are beyond the three states of existence. Idi Bhavan Hamsarupi, thus you in the form of the divine swan, Negatid, did instruct Sanaka and others. The idea is there in this Hamsa Gita in Bhagavatam. Bhagavan gives that their question was, even though we know it is bad, because of the influence of Rajas and Tamas, we are compelled to do some activities which we regret later. So how is that? How to prevent that? And the one who has to control is the mind. And the mind itself is already gone with the sense objects and senses. How do we control it? That was the question. So there Bhagavan gives that you are taking both mind and the senses as real. And once you give reality to both and then you try to control, it will not work. So there he gives that both are unreal. The unreality of the sense objects and the senses and the mind is to be again and again seen. All the joy and unhappiness or joy, all the urge to enjoy the pleasures created in the mind due to vasanas, all of them are unreal. They are not real. This unreality is the one that is to be appreciated. That was the gist of Hamsa Gita. Now continuing.
शान्ति श्रेयांसि भूयांस्यपि रुचिविधया कर्मिणां निर्मितानि क्षुद्रानन्दाश्च शान्ताः बहुविधगतयः कृष्णतेभ्यो भवेयुः त्वं चाचख्यातसख्ये ननु महिततमां श्रेयसां भक्तिमेकां त्वद्भक्त्यानन्दतुल्यः खलु विषयजुषां सम्मदकेन वा स्यात्.
Hey Krishna, O Lord Krishna, Bhuyamsi Shreyamsi Api. Many superior paths of action have indeed Narmitani Santi been prescribed in the text by great sages. Karminam Ruchibhidaya, for men of action to suit their taste of and competence, different taste. Ruchibhidaya, Karminam Ruchibhidaya. According to the taste, there are different actions, superior paths of actions have been prescribed by Mahatmas. Tepyaha Bahuvidagadaya. Out of them, many of those paths, Bhaveyuhu Santaha Sudranandaha, will be of transient and trivial happiness. Tumcha Acharakhyata Danu, you too did indeed prescribe Sakhe Shreyasam Bhaktim, to your friend Uddhava, this path of devotion, Ekam Mahitatamam, as the only and most glorious one. Vishaya Jusham Kalu, indeed for those who delight in sensual pleasures. Kenavasya Sammadaha, by what means can their happiness be? Tat Bhaktyananda Tulyaha, equal to the happiness generated by devotion to you. Continuing.
त्वद्भक्त्या तुष्टबुद्धेः सुखं ह्यचरतो विच्युताशस्य चाशाः सर्वासु सौख्यमय्यः सलिलकुहरस्येव तोयैकमय्यः सोऽयं खल्विन्द्रलोकं कमलजभवनं योगसिद्धिश्च हृद्याः नाङ्काङ्क्षत्येतदास्तां स्वयमनुपतिते मोक्षसौख्येऽप्यनीहः.
Tushta buddhehe tat bhaktyaha, for one whose mind is happy with devotion to you, charatahi sukham, and moves about here delightfully. Chichudashasya sarva ashaha, after having abandoned all desires, Syu Saukhyamayyaha will be full of enjoyment. Salila Kuharagasya, like a creature living in water for whom Sarvaha Toyaika Mayya Iva, Everything is only watery. Sa ayam kaluna akankshati. Such a person as this indeed never yearns for Indralokam Kamalaja Bhavanam, the world of Indra or that of Brahma, Hridyan, Yoga Siddhincha, or even the cherished accomplishment of yogas. Astam edat, so be it. Asau bhavati aniyaha, he become indifferent. Moksha saukhe api, even to the bliss of salvation. Swayam anupatite, which on its own comes to him. So to that, to him who is pleased by devotion to you and contented with the thought that devotion alone is enough for him and nothing else is needed other than that, to such a person, even he is not interested in salvation realization. Continue.
त्वद्भक्तो बाध्यमानो पिच विषेरसैः इन्द्रियाशान्तिहेतोः भक्त्यैवाक्रम्यमानैः पुनरपि खलु तैर्दुर्बलैर्नाभिजय्यः सप्तार्चिर्दीप्तितार्चिर्दहति खिल यथा भूरिदारुप्रपञ्चम् त्वद्भक्तियोगे तथैव प्रदहति दुरितं दुर्मद क्वेन्द्रियाणाम्.
Apicha tat bhaktaha badhyamanaha visharasaihi. Even if your devotee is affected by the enjoyment of sensual pleasures, indriya ashanti hetoho, on account of lack of tranquility of the sense organs, na abhijayyaha kalu, is not at all conquerable. Tai durbalaihi punaha abhi, by those weak sense objects again, akramyamane bhaktya eva, as they can be overcome by devotion. Yatha dirpidarchi saptarchi, just as well-lit fire, dahati bhuri daru prapancham, burns up the entire forest full of trees. Tatha eva kila tut bhaktyauke. Similarly, indeed, when the flood of your devotion pradahati sati duritam, destroys all sins, qua durmadaha indriyanam. Where is the question of depravity of the senses? Oh, because the idea is, even as fire which has fully burst into flame reduces a forest full of trees to ashes, so does devotion directed towards the Lord burn all weaknesses in one's heart. Continuing.
चित्तार्द्रीभावमुच्चैः वपुषि च पुलकं हर्षबाष्पं च हित्वा चित्तं शुध्येत् कथं वा किमु बहुतपसा विद्यया वीतभक्तेः त्वद्गादास्वादसिद्धाञ्जन सततमरीमृज्यमानो यमात्मा चक्षुर्वत् तत्त्वसूक्ष्मं भजति न तु तथा भ्यस्तया तर्ककोट्या.
Hitva bhaktim, without bhakti devotion, which is signified by uchchai chindardri bhavam, extreme softening of the mind, vapushi pulakam harsha bhashpam cha, horripilation of the body and tears of joy, katham va chittam shuddhyet, how else will the mind get purified? Vida bhaktehe kimo, for one who is devoid of devotion, of what use is bahutapasa vidyaya, severe penance and spiritual knowledge, yatha chakshurvat tatha ayam atma, like the being tvat gatha swada siddhanjana satata mari mrijyamanaha. It is very beautiful metaphor. Being cleansed by the constant application of this anjanam, coryllium, in the form of imbibing the narration of your excellence. And like the eye, in the same way, this mind too, bhajati tat sukshmam, perceive the true nature of Brahman. nadu abhyastaya tarkakotya, not by multitude of repeated logical reasoning. So by analysis with our sharp intellect, we will never be able to know the truth. Only with bhakti, one will be able to know the truth. Huh.
ध्यानं ते शीलयेयं समतनुसुखबद्धासनो नासिकाग्र निस्ताक्षः पूरकाद्यैः जितपवनपतश्चित्तपद्मं त्ववाञ्छम् ऊर्ध्वाग्रं भावयित्वा रविविदुषिखिन संविचिन्त्योपरिष्टात् तत्र स्तम्भावये त्वां सजलजलधर श्यामलं कोमलाङ्गम्.
Aham shilayeyam dhyanam te. I shall practice meditation on you. Samatatanu sukha baddhasanaha, seated in a suitable posture with my body erect. Nasikagrat nestakshaha, focusing my vision at the tip of my nose. And Jita Pavanapada Puragadyehi, gaining mastery over the vital airs by pranayama